became such a great soccer player. Between you and me, I really don't know.
And even the fans in Columbus, they're going to tip their hats to Balboa.
Reflecting back, what was your kind of greatest sports memory, or one that sticks out is kind of grandest in your eyes?
That's a difficult one, and only because I've been fortunate to have quite a few. From my first game with the national team to playing in a World Cup to being one of the guys who helped start MLS with the players that all came back from the national team in '96 to help start MLS. So there's so many memorable soccer memories that it's difficult to pick one. Away from soccer, it's always the birth of my children is the highlight of my life. But in soccer, it's difficult because the first time you represent your country and you put on a national team jersey, the first time you're able to put on that jersey and represent your country in the biggest sporting event in the world, in the World Cup, like we did in the '90 World Cup. So, to be able to wear and put on a jersey for the Colorado Rapids in '96 to help start this league and be one of the players that was initially brought in to be on the Rapids and help MLS start. And so, there's a lot of great memories out there. There's not just one that's specific.
Sure, no, all awesome highlights. So kind of along that journey, we connected through coaching things. Was there a coach that sticks out to you at some point, whether early, that was most influential or really kind of got you to see the potential you had?
You know what? There's always a few.
Sure.
I was fortunate enough that in my career there was always some sort of mentor. My dad coached me when we were kids, and he got me to the point where from high school, I was good enough and was able to play on ODP and make the under-20 national team. So my dad coached me pretty much my whole life up until I was 19, 20. From there, it kind of went into professional soccer. There was Bob Gansler, who took a chance on me as a player, and I remember him sitting down one day before the '90 World Cup, and he just says to me that I was a little young, but I reminded him of him when he was younger, and he saw a lot of potential in me, and then from there, the biggest influence was Bora Milutinovic. I think that what Bora did and how he brought soccer, we struggled through the '90s until Bora took over. Bora made us realize that, and I think put U.S. soccer on the map, because after the '90 World Cup we struggled. That was our first World Cup in 40 years. Next thing you know, now we're in '94. We're not a favorite. We go in and we beat Colombia. We get out of the group. We lose to Brazil 1-0 in a great match. But he taught us that we can play with anybody in the world. We didn't beat Mexico up until Bora took over. He brought a confidence. He brought a way of playing soccer that was a little bit more to our liking. Instead of run and gun, we kept possession. And he's also a guy who took a chance on me. I tore my ACL in '93, less than a year before the World Cup. And he didn't say goodbye. He didn't say anything. He kept me with the group. We lived together in Mission Viejo because the whole national team was in residency. And he didn't give up on me. Meanwhile, there were two other coaches, assistant coaches, unfortunately, that were not high on me and were trying to get rid of me and not let me heal to see if I could make it. Bora said no. He was patient. He waited, and it paid off because I was voted as one of the best players for the U.S. in '94. So, there was a lot to thank Bora for and a lot to learn from him.
Definitely, no, great stuff. So, kind of moving from coaches to teammates, along that journey, was there a teammate or a leader that really stood out to you?
Teammate and the leader, or just a teammate that was an influence in my life?
You can give, if you've got one of
We
each.
had a lot. If you go back and you look at that '94 World Cup team, there was a lot of personalities from Tony Viola. Well, let me take that back. Personalities and leaders.
Sure.
You can go from Tony Viola in the goal to Alexi Lawless, who was next to me, to Thomas Dooley, who was in the midfield, to John Hart and Tab Ramos, who guys who played in Europe. You look up top, you had Roy Wegley and Eric Winalda and Ernie Stewart, who played in Europe. So if you go back and look at that team, it was a team of personalities, teams of leader, and guys who knew how to play within a team. So I think that there was a lot of guys in that '94 team, that it wasn't just one guy who led that team. There was quite a few guys who led that team, but those are some of the teammates that if you look at where they're at now, you can tell their personalities, you can tell how strong of a leader they are, from Lexi on TV to Tony on TV, as the technical director for U.S. Soccer. John Hart was coaching, so you know what I mean? And on the other side of it, there was a guy when I tore my ACL who took me in almost as a son and made sure that I did everything possible to get back.
Oh, cool.
To get ready to play in the '94 World Cup. He would come over, because sometimes when you tear your ACL and you don't see the light at the end of the tunnel, you don't want to get out of bed, you don't want to go work out. You have a hard time getting motivated sometimes in the day, because you realize your dream may not come to fruition because of the fact of an injury.
Mm-hmm.
So there were two guys, and one was Fernando Clavijo, who took me in under his wing and basically treated my son. Was not the nicest guy sometimes to me, because he's like, what are you feeling sorry for yourself for? You've got 6 months, get your ass out of bed, and let's go to work.
Right on.
And and there was just certain days that it just wasn't there, but he was there every day to make sure that I did the right things, that I stayed on the right path. And then the other guy was Rudy Rudowski. He was the trainer for the national team, and he worked me like there was no tomorrow to try to get me healthy and back fit so I could play in that World Cup. So those two guys were probably the key influences on me off the field and during those hard times.
It's great. Awesome. Switching gears a little bit, if you could wave a magic wand and change one thing about soccer in the U.S., what would it be?
Oh, buddy, you're going to need a big wand. You need a very...
Right?
So, I think there's a lot that I think has to be changed in U.S. soccer, and I think we all agree with a lot of that. But I think the pay-for-play model is something that we would have to wave the wand and try to fix quickly.
Sure.
That's a huge one. That's one, and then number two is, well, we'll leave it at that. Pay-for-play is I think, the biggest one, because there's a lot of kids out there who are very talented kids that don't get seen or don't get looked at because they can't afford to play soccer. They can't afford to pay the $200-300 for registration fee, or $1,000 or $2,000 to play soccer nowadays. So I would change that model, because every kid, soccer, the big thing about soccer when I was growing up, it was one of the most affordable sports that any kid could play. The shoes were not expensive, the registration fees were not expensive, and now, you're looking at kids paying $5,000 a year to play. What happens if you have 3 kids? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the pay-for-play model is something I would wave a magic wand, and hopefully that would be fixed.
Great. Cool. To me, I think, especially on the world stage, the World Cup, and a lot of the tournaments, soccer stands out as somewhere there's a different kind of culture of being a sportsman.
Yeah.
Is there a moment or a match or anything where you remember another fellow player around the world or something that just stands out as being, wow, that was a big moment? Someone really swallowed their pride and demonstrated sportsmanship in some way?
No, you know what? I think you see a lot of that throughout the world. You're starting to see guys that all of a sudden tackle a guy, they go over and they help them up. Listen, I don't think anybody ever goes into a game thinking I'm going to intentionally hurt somebody. So I think the things that get me is after games where you see guys walk over and give a shirt to a fan,
Mm-hmm.
or those kind of things. They're walking around, they're signing autographs. You know what I mean? I think those are the things that are huge, especially here in MLS. You know what I mean? These kids are sitting there, they get a sign that says, "My birthday, can I have your shirt?" You know what I mean? There's just a lot of things, but I think the majority of the work, I think you see the sportsmanship, is you see after the game, guys shaking hands, switching shirts. You got to remember, most soccer is a small world because you play against the Europeans, play against those guys in EPL a lot, and MLS you play against each other a lot. So it's the friendships after the game and the friendships after you're done playing soccer, which I think are the most important ones and the most meaningful.
Definitely. I see guys in the NFL have stolen the jersey swap more frequently, which is
Well, they're gonna take credit for saying they invented that and they used to do that a long time ago. We all know that that's a huge thing in soccer for many years of swapping shirts.
Exactly.
After
no doubt.
even seen in football now, that was interesting. I've seen a few football players after games swapping shirts.
Yeah. I think it's I like when they share those moments a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
So you mentioned coaching the U14s. What would be your advice to a high school soccer player just looking to play somewhere at the college level?
I think nowadays there are so many Division I, Division II, Division III programs out there that are looking for kids. Everybody wants to play Division I. That's everybody's goal.
Sure.
But I think being realistic and finding the right school where you're going to get playing time, where you're going to get an opportunity to play for 4 years and become a part of a family at a university, I think it is important. And the one thing we always say is put yourself in an environment where you're going to be tested every day. Put yourself in an environment where there's competition every day to make yourself better. And to make sure when you go out, make sure you enjoy yourself. Because if you don't enjoy yourself, you're not having fun, you're not really wanting to be there, so mentally you're not there. So
True.
We always want to tell the kids that competitiveness is a good thing. You got to fight for your position, and you want to be in a position like that. If you're the rock star of one team and you're scoring 3, 4, 5 goals, that means you're on the wrong team and you're playing in the wrong division, because you have to be tested every day, and you have to have competition every day to make yourself better. Listen, we're all terrified.
Sure.
Not just kids, girls. Everybody's terrified of failure. Nobody wants to fail. But that mark right there of failing is what drives you to be better.
Yep. True. Awesome. So, if you could hop in a DeLorean or some sort of time machine and go back and visit 16-year-old self, what truth would you tell yourself that you learned from competing at the highest level?
Oof. That's a tough one. 16-year-old. I'm trying to think back what I was doing at 16. I was in high school. I would go back and tell myself to believe in myself. To believe in what I was doing. Because back then, at 16, you're not really sure about college. You're not really sure where your future is. I remember when I was 16, I used to tell people that I wanted to play professional soccer. And at that time, soccer wasn't big at all. That must have been 83.
Yeah.
And soccer wasn't that big. You know what I mean? So, and when people used to tell me all the time, no, you're not, there's no league, there's no this, how can you be a professional soccer player? So then I started veering off into football and baseball, which I enjoyed, but I would go back and tell myself to believe in what I wanted and to work harder.
Believe and work harder. Great stuff.
I probably would have told myself to study a little more because I struggled in school because I thought sports was more important, and I think if I had to tell myself that, I would tell myself to crack down on the books a little more because, and it always comes back to bite you in the butt a little bit. If I would have worked harder in school, I had an opportunity to go to UCLA, and I fell short by 3 units, and I wasn't able to go to UCLA. And then I was able to pick up the 3 units, and I was fortunate enough to be able to go to San Diego State. But my goal was to go to NC State, and I didn't have the grades to get it in State. So, you know what I mean? If I had to go back, I would probably tell myself to crack down on the books a little bit, because then the door would have been open for me to go to the options would have been open a little bit more.
Sure.
Where I could have gone to college.
Definitely. All right. So last question. Do you have a definition of success or something? How do you define or view that term?
Definition of success. Wow. I think success is in what your goals are and what you set to begin with. My success is different than other people's success. So listen, I think success is something that we all strive for in our current jobs, in our current life, to be successful. So successful to me is being honest, working hard every day, setting your goals, and don't let anybody get in your way. Because success doesn't mean you win a World Cup and you're successful. Success doesn't mean you just made $20 million. That may not make you happy. So I think success is in everybody differently, and they have to be able to live with what they want to succeed in. So for me, success is being able to be an honest person, to live a healthy life, and to work hard every day. And whatever I do, I give 100%.
I love it. It's great stuff, Celo. That's the 8, my man.